Hi, my name is Lya Battle, and I'm the founder of Territorio de Zaguates, also known as Land of the Strays, a little mountain dedicated for the dogs so that they can live free range. I began from my house. I always grew up loving animals. I somehow thought dogs didn't need much help because everybody loved dogs and cats. So as I was growing up, I always tended to give my love to snakes and frogs and lizards because I thought nobody else is going to give them love. And as I grew up and outside of my bubble, I started realizing just how horribly actually a lot of dogs lived. And when I finally had my own house with a backyard, the first thing I thought was, I'm going to adopt a couple of dogs from a shelter. So we did. My grandfather always loved animals anyways, and my dad was a biologist, so it was easy to grow up loving animals. When I was sort of taking dogs in, vaccinating them, getting them healthy, and finding homes for them, I realized it doesn't always happen very fast for some dogs. And so some, usually the pretty ones, the fluffy ones, the little ones, would find homes very quickly. But maybe the ones that most needed love, most had a hard time, were not getting picked up. They weren't getting adopted. And so I wasn't going to put them back on the street, and I wasn't going to take them to a shelter to be locked in or euthanized if they didn't get adopted. So I'd sort of keep them and wait. Hopefully somebody would adopt them. And when we had over 100 dogs at home, Alvaro said, no, you know what? I mean, we either have to stop doing this or find a bigger place where we won't have problems. Hector, let me finish. So that's how we decided to move them up here. It was about 120 dogs. And that way I could have my home as the sort of quarantine area. They would come, they'd get looked at by vets, and when they were okay, then we'd send them up to the farm. It was our house was in a nice area. It got very expensive, and it was a choice. Do we keep our lifestyle or do we keep the dogs? And of course, we kept the dogs. And we've been doing this for over, I don't know, I'm bad with dates, but about 12 years now, more maybe. I haven't regretted a single day. It hasn't been easy, but it's been so fulfilling, so worthwhile, right? People was a lovely dog. He was loved in his neighborhood, cared for by some lovely ladies. He wasn't anyone's dog, he was everyone's dog. But People likes running or chasing bicycles and motorcycles. And he caused an accident with a motorcycle driver who promised he would come back and poison him. And so the ladies got really worried and brought him here so that he wouldn't be poisoned. He is a handful. He's adorable, but he is a handful. ¿Verdad, people? ¿Verdad, people? Es un tortero. When dogs are people. Keep getting into trouble, we call them torteros. These dogs, all of them, in the best of cases, they're survivors of neglect. Many of them were born on the street and grew up on the street and survived the street. Others actually had a house and lost it for the most stupid reason. Some have come because their own owners have dropped them off here because they can't care for them anymore. Some were in such terrible shape that we had to go out and get them and pick them up because they were dying on the street. And a lot of them end up dying here, but at least they didn't die alone on the street. I mean, we're not miracle workers. We save a lot of them. We never give up our fight. But if they have to die, at least they don't die alone like a number on the street. At least they got a name here. They got warm meals, a bed, a shade under a tree. It's much better than they would have gotten on the street. There's a beautiful message. I mean, in a perfect world, every home would have a dog and every dog would have a home. I don't know who came up with that, but it's real. That would be a perfect world. To me, it has special significance because dogs were bred to live around humans. Dogs are supposed to have a family. Dogs are designed by us, educated, genetically accustomed to enjoying a life with us. And it seems especially unfair. Hi, Hector. It seems especially unfair for dogs never to find a home or never to find their own family. To me, that message means more than just imagining every home with a dog and happy children caressing the dogs. It means that no dog would have to live on the street. The street is not a home for anyone, for any living creature. For people who wonder sometimes, yes, they're all spayed and neutered and they're all vaccinated, and they may not all look perfect, but they're all loved and they're in the process of getting better. And we have to remember that dogs are much more resilient than we are, and that when we would probably be lying in bed whining about our problems, they're out running with the rest of the pack. They may not look as good as the rest, but they're as happy as the rest. Till governments get their act together and start spaying and neutering like crazy, till there are no more dogs on the street, till every dog has a chip so that every owner is responsible for that life. Until that day, there will be dogs suffering, and somebody has to take the responsibility that nobody else is taking. There are many ways to help, and this is my way. I can't feel okay to have a dog here, hopefully for the rest of his life until he finds a home, and just assume he's going to be here in a cage. No. I can't pick a dog up who seems like he's got 2 or 3 weeks left to live and put him in a cage. No. If he feels strong enough to walk down to the river, let him walk down to the river. That might be his first and only walk to a river. Until life and society learn to be more fair with these animals, this is my solution. Offer them a mountain where they can play and get in trouble and get dirty and dig holes and maybe even find a home of their own. And if they don't, who cares? They're here already. Call me a hoarder if you want, I don't care. If having a bunch of dogs living on a farm waiting to be adopted is being a hoarder, I'm a hoarder. And if more people want to do it, good for hoarders. Somebody needs to do right for them, and not enough people are doing right for dogs. So this is our solution. I can't think of a better one. A lot of people may not understand or agree with what we do. But if more people around the world want to help us keep this going, and want to help us keep providing a safe mountain for these dogs, a group of crazy other four-legged family members. If people want to help, they can support us. You can support us by donating once or becoming a monthly donator through treeseed.org. There's this platform. It's safe and people can donate online. They help other nonprofits. So if you want to help, there's many ways to help. Just by sharing the information, you're helping. You're bringing awareness. If we survive year after year and all we get from this is a bunch of happy dogs and people inspired to do the same, I'm happy. So if you want to help, if you want to support the dogs, if you want to share the information so that other people feel empowered to try the same thing, well, you're helping us a lot. Donation or not donation, adoption or not adoption, just sharing the information helps a lot, a lot. We do this out of our own pockets, out of donations. We sell t-shirts. We do whatever we have to do to get the funds here. And the government doesn't help in any way. It it goes out of its way to interfere with us most of the time. And yet we are so committed to our goal that we keep going anyways. So yes, to those people who donate $1 and think, oh, it's just $1, you know, it's $1 more than the government is giving. It's $1 more than we had yesterday, and it's $1 that goes towards whatever hole in the budget we already have. So everything helps. It's not what we think is correct, it's what they show us that's right. And it's not what I think makes them beautiful, it's what they prove they're beautiful for. So they're wise. They're much wiser, much stronger than we are. Yeah, they've had a bad life, but they're okay now. Hey.